Government will have to wait until tomorrow to find out if it was successful in its appeal against the stay on the submission of property tax valuation forms. A panel of 3 judges began hearing submissions from attorneys representing both the state and former government minister Devant Maharaj this morning. Mr. Maharaj had challenged the implementation of the tax. Justice Frank Sipasad had granted the stay, preventing the state from collecting any valuation return forms until May 31st. That date was eventually extended with an interim injunction until June 27th during a subsequent hearing. Government is opposing the stay, which has put a spoke in the process to implement the property tax. But we're told the judgment by the panel will be handed down on Wednesday morning. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley today received a report on the operations at Petrotrin. The report was submitted by the Petrotrin Review Committee, which was appointed by the Prime Minister in March and includes recommendations for the restructuring of the wholly state-owned company. Cabinet had called for a review of operations at the energy company in light of falling revenues, allegations of mismanagement, and decreasing oil prices worldwide. According to a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, Petrotrin now has more than 5,000 employees with an annual wage bill of $1.9 billion, which is close to 50% of its total annual operating costs. The Prime Minister is expected to present the Petrotrin report to Cabinet and then to the Energy Subcommittee. The Petrotrin Review Committee, chaired by Selwyn Lashley, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs, has agreed to remain empaneled on assignment with Cabinet until December 31st. Trinidad and Tobago is not yet out of trouble when it comes to the production of natural gas. This from the Chief Executive Officer of the Energy Chamber, Dr. Thackwray Driver, despite BPTT's 2 trillion cubic feet gas find. He explained over...
Those are not going to come on stream straight away. That's going to be into the 2020s. So this is not, people shouldn't celebrate, oh, suddenly the country has money because we've had 2 finds. Certainly not. And the other part of that is that as you have high levels of investment, that actually means that the tax take in those years of high levels of investment is lower. So we need the investment to increase the production, but actually the tax that you receive during periods of high investment, which is going to be the future of Trinidad for the next few years.
He explained over the past few years there's been a decrease in gas production, and that has caused problems for several plants in Point Lisas. And while there is some hope moving forward, the situation may not get back to the good days. To sports now, the selection panel of Cricket West Indies named the Windies 13-man squad for the upcoming one-day internationals against Afghanistan. The squad includes 1 uncapped player in this format, Roston Chase, the 25-year-old all-rounder. He made his international debut last year and has so far played 10 test matches, scoring 728 runs, including 3 centuries. All 3 matches will be played as day-night fixtures at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia on June 9th, 11th and 14th from 2:30 p.m. each game day. Now for the weather with Ian Wallace.
Lots of cloudiness blankets both Trinidad and Tobago. There's also some Saharan dust in the air, making for hazy conditions at times. Moisture that's still flowing from Guyana, especially over southern Trinidad, may well bring a scattering of showers throughout the evening and later tonight. But for the most part, we should still be continuing to see cloudy skies for most areas. Today's high, 31 degrees Celsius, dropping to no lower than 25 degrees Celsius overnight. For mariners heading out, look for fresh easterly winds of up to 20 knots through Wednesday, with still a moderate chop of 2 meters through the Caribbean, possibly pushing 2.5 further east in the Atlantic, with short easterly swells of 8 to 9 seconds continuing tomorrow. That's the latest weather, and I'm meteorologist Ian Wallace.
And that was your CNews update. I am Karen Kuzia-Philip.